welcome back to Austin Talks, where today we are at week 28 of our Austin Talks weekly production and movies news videos. And we've got a fair bit. We had quite a bit last week, but I mean, as much as it was 2 weeks, it wasn't actually quite a lot. But we've now got some more news, and it is very, very promising. So, without further ado, let's just get on with it. But the first thing is to do with Fantastic Four. Obviously, I love the Fantastic Four, and so the Fantastic Four has surprised us with another poster, and I was actually very surprised about this because it seems to keep on changing as we have official news that seems to have just set the tone. So I would like to start off by saying there was a very wishy-washy process, but we now have an official actor for Silver Surfer, who is Julia Garner. This was further spoken on when this poster was released, as the background shows a futuristic place. So this poster was released, and then they announced who Silver Surfer would be playing by. So this was further spoken on when the poster was released, and people analysed it further, as the background shows a futuristic place, suggesting an alternate timeline, which is actually confirmed. Now this will take in an alternate timeline compared to the 616. So this also tells us that this Silver Surfer will be Shala Bala. She is the basically like the wife of the original Silver Surfer, but this poster also shows the Human Torch all fired up, and he's looking hot. That was a very bad joke, but yep, that's me for you. Well, we've got some news on June, also known as June 3, has officially been confirmed. So this film has officially been greenlit by the producers, which has had many people very happy about this movie, and it's actually got an official title, unlike the other movies. So the other ones were called June Part 1, June Part 2. This one's called June Part 3 Messiah. So I'm not sure what this means, but it has been said that this is the most important of the franchise, and that it will be the longest of them all, and will be the last movie of the franchise. So I'm gonna guess this is gonna be a 3-hour film. So Dune is one of the most successful movie franchises that has come to light, with Dune 2 just breaking a record, and it has brought more attention to Timothée Chalamet, and I mean he's been cast in a few things now, and this isn't much. There isn't much known about this film, which is good, but we do know something about a show coming out soon. But there isn't there isn't much to go off of other than that. But it will be a long time before this is released. I mean, if you consider the window from June 1 to 2, it'll probably be 2020. 2024, add 3, probably 2027, 2028, depending on how things are. But that also had the inclusion of COVID, so we never really know. We never know. So, Tales of the Empire trailer. I saw this completely out of the blue, and I was well happy that I did see it. But it has changed its standings to from the talk of the Jedi, but to the talk of the dark side. Now, this series will be in regard to 2 characters of the Empire. Now, this trailer is a bit confusing, however, as it doesn't specifically say it doesn't specify who the first story will be about, but we know what the second is about. So, Barriss Offee. Barriss Offee is a controversial Clone Wars character, and is being released and is being redeemed and explored further in this show, and which I think is rightfully so. Now, the other story is about Morgan Elsbeth, who is the main villain, or one of the main villains in Ahsoka besides Thrawn. Now, it is good that we learn more about these characters, and I'm not surprised when this is going to release. And we don't have to wait so long for this, because it is releasing on Star Wars Day, also May the 4th. So, honestly, everyone, May the 4th be with you. And Tales of the Empire is, it does look interesting, and I think Barriss Offee is probably going to be the better of the two. But I'm glad we're getting something on a new character, such as Morgan Elsbeth. And because she wasn't a character that we'd ever met, But yeah, that at least it's something new is what I'm glad about, and I do think having these both as like so Tales of the Jedi and Tales of the Empire does really set the tone, for the future. So you could you'll know which one is which. So that's good. There have been recent talks of Alan Richardson as DCU, and I would love this, but I'm not too sure what's going on right now. Now, Alan Richardson is one of the best actors for the role of Batman, and personally, I think he of all people has the authority to beg for that job and get accepted. Because for the new DCU, I think he is the most fitting person for the job. Now, however, I bring it up because while he has said that he would love to play Batman in the DCU, he is practically begging for James Gunn. But James Gunn, basically the father of the DCU, has taken notice of this, and he has said that he's very open to this idea. I mean, as he should. Now, there has been other names flying around, but this is the first one strongly encouraged by James Gunn. But while it isn't confirmed, it is looking so, unless he's trying to trick us. The other names was like Jake Gyllenhaal, and that they would like link Matt Reeves' universe, but it's still all very like new. But this could also be like a timeline type thing. But I do think Alan Richardson does deserve to be the Batman at least once in his career. I mean, if you've seen him in Reacher, you'll know he'll be just as good in this. So I'm hoping that this happens. We've got the fight. Our officially six episodes into Young Sheldon season 7, and it is happening. So after a year and a bit, the wedding of Mandy and Georgie is finally happening. I like the bond that is being brought towards Mandy and her mum, but how both Mary and Mandy's mums are clouded by their own judgment in how the child should be baptized. So this is a good episode and worth the very long wait, as it was a good episode, but Missy didn't start Missy didn't start in it basically at all, but I do like the comfortability of the family is having with each other's love life. Weird, but I would call it progress. It's yeah. I do think it's kind of funny that in this, this is now Cece's room and Mandy and Georgie's, and there's a periodic table still in there, and then some model rockets. The model rockets there, and then the periodic table there. This is supposed to be Sheldon's room. Yeah, it's not his anymore. But yeah, the season 7 is really going well, and I know it's like amping up to something. But Mandy and Georgie are actually, it's developing, and they're like as soon newlyweds even. It's like very good, and I'm really enjoying season 7. It is one of the better ones. Tron 3 official release date has been officially confirmed. Now, Tron 3 seems to be pumping out some news, including the release date and when it will hit theaters. So Tron Ares is said to be released on October 10th, 2025, which I'm not surprised because developers are very happy. This is because true that it's a long time coming. And like a lot of developers are glad this is coming out 2025, but also kind of scared because 2025 gives people like a good time to go and see the other films or like actually give each other's hyped. However, in 2025 there are so many other films being released, it's kind of hard for the developers to like actually keep that up. So for those who do not know, Jared Leto is being the main star of this movie, playing the lead character. Ares, lastly, he's playing the lead character Ares. Lastly, there are talks that this will be the last film in the franchise, which is not that surprising considering how long we've had to wait. But that may be the case, but based on the wait time for the last movie, how people feel, it isn't surprising. So I'm still on the fence about this movie because I haven't seen the other films, and I'm not too sure if I will because they're just I don't know how I feel because they're just not films that I would watch. I mean, to be fair, I have a year to do it, and I know I have the chance to, but it's just, do I want to? Tron 3 is one of the most anticipated films of 2025 in the top 25, conveniently. So, yeah, I guess we'll see. The live-action Moana film is actually, the remake has has had its release delayed. Now we know that Moana 2 is coming out later this year, but we now know about the live action version, and it is going to be released, but this has been delayed due to some production casting issues. Now, this movie has been delayed over a full year to the point where this movie is now releasing on July 10th, 2026. And it was supposed to release on July 7th, July 7th, 2025. Now, I don't know how to feel because I would like to see how this film goes, but more specifically how it is like it being executed. I know they've got Dwayne Johnson actually playing the live action Maui, but I'm not too sure how as I said, the rest of the film will play out. Now, I don't have much to say about this movie, but right now, good news doesn't seem to be on the horizon for this movie anytime soon. So let's maybe just give it a break, give it a cut for a sec. But we've also got some news for Scream 7, which I'm well happy about. I mean, granted, it's not a lot, but it is something. So production is actually finally heading on after months and months of disputes with this movie, but it is looking good. Now, due to this, there are no promises that there will be that it will be in theaters by 2025, which I know it's not surprising, but which has been confirmed by directors. But they're all hoping for this to be the case, that it can be done by 2025, and that it is good quality. So I would rather look for quality over quantity. But we know that this will be the conclusion to the franchise, so it doesn't really matter when it does, but it needs to be executed soon. But it causes, a conclusion to the franchise does cause a lot of issues with this movie because they will be trying to go big for this movie, so it has a good send-off. But based on what has happened, it is kind of hard to do. So it may decline their interest, but it may also go big or go home. But I'm excited for Scream 7. I love the sixth film and I love the fifth film. I want this one to go well. I know there's been so many issues, but I just want it to go well. Yes, don't know how some. Okay, you know what? It's not that. As I said, it's not major. But Argyle is now on streaming services. Now I know this will be happy for some. But it's definitely a niche market for this film. But this movie is not It is not as on as many platforms as some would have hoped. But at the end of the day, they are on some. Now, these platforms included Amazon Video, Google Play Movies, and YouTube, just to name a couple. And this is good for me because I actually like the movie and I do wish to watch it again. And this sure does make it easier because actually trying to get a ticket now is quite difficult. But Argyle is actually a pretty good film, and I don't think it's something worth not doing anything about. So I'm glad it's on streaming services, and I do think that's probably where it would have thrived. It didn't do too great in box office. It exceeded what it was supposed to, but it should have done a lot better. But I do think it will have better reception via streaming services, which is very good. Oh yes, Toy Story 5 has an official release date as well. Now this movie is very much anticipated, but in my case, I'm not bothered about this film. I mean, Toy Story 4 was a great ending, but you don't need any more. Now this is being followed up over 7 years later, as this movie is going to be released on June 19th of 2026. So when it comes to this movie, we really don't know. We don't know anything, as it has been said that nothing will be shown or explained until the end of 2024. So we've got a long way to go. But this movie does promise the return of Woody and Buzz Lightyear, which is always fun. I mean, I don't think it's a Toy Story film without them, but hey ho. Now this movie better be. So this movie is better be the last, but I don't know if it is. I'm hoping it should be. But there is talks that this won't be the last interest of the franchise, but it just needs to be. I mean, Toy Story 4 we thought was the end, but if they carry on with it, it is just going to be so long and tedious, and you're just going to crumble down the whole franchise, which is not what you want. Toy Story 5 is just it just needs to be the end. I don't know how to explain it because it would just drag out, but it needs to be the end. Toy Story 5, it has also been confirmed that like the reason they're doing it is because the people doing the film can actually do it from their own homes, which I think is quite convenient actually. But it's good to at least have that in their back pocket. But as I said, this just needs to be the last tour. It just can go on forever. They could do mini-series. I mean, they did that with Forky because he was a great character. But yeah, just have something different, and don't keep on pulling on that thread. Yeah. So this is another thing that isn't major, but so I did say for a while ago that I would do a review for this movie, and I still fully plan to do so. But for this specific video, I could not do so because there is personal reasons such as revising for GCSEs. But when they are over, I will continue with uploading. I've got some videos planned for it, and this is one of them. So I will continue with uploading, which will be around the end of June, roughly the 20th, and it isn't major as I've said, but I will review this movie at one point. Now I have other videos planned as well, but I will not be uploading between May and June, but there is a little week in June that I will be, no, in a little week in May that I will, but including news videos, those are the only major ones that I'll continue on with. Now, I'm not sure what I'll do afterward for news, but I will just cross that bridge when I get there. I'll probably just do like what I've covered over the last few weeks. But I'm trying to cram in as much as possible, but also try and be considerate of how much time I have to actually study. So I don't know if anyone was really wondering, oh, is he going to do a Madam Web review? Because he said he would. I have made one. I just have not recorded it, and I have not, it's not a good time to do so. But I will at the end of June, so if you want to still watch it then, feel free. We're actually at the penultimate thing already. So Daredevil Born Again news update. So Daredevil Born Again has officially finished with filming, which means it is only a matter of time until we get a trailer. So this week, with the celebration that the film has concluded, some more images were released, revealing the return of Punisher, and from Daredevil's show that Wilson's Fisk will be returning as well, just as a different actor. So as more news comes to light about this show, it seems more and more like the original show, but it's beside the point. I'm not that bothered. I'd rather it just continue on. But we also know when it's going to release. And I would say it's only a matter of time, but we still got a damn while to go. It releases in March of 2025, and it has been speculated when we could get the first trailer, which would be around the fall. However, I mean, if it's gonna release in March, it would more than likely just be before Christmas, just in time for TV spots to roll in after the fall. Perfectly timed, as I would say. Yeah. So, but this was confirmed the day after I wrote this, so I thought that was quite convenient. But yeah, it releases in March of 2025, which is it's good. I would have rather it been in January when they promised it, but hey ho. But I would. It's Daredevil Born Again. It's one of like them. I'm so excited to see this. So whenever it is, whenever they get the chance. But Daredevil Born Again, the title speaks for itself. It is to do with like him being a different person and being a different version of like Daredevil, but it is essentially just a continuation. Okay. End of discussion. Now, I keep on hearing about this, and it's actually believe it or not, still kind of annoying. Now, some things are being posted right now, seeming to be confusing people, but I'm just going to put the clarity of the situation in order. Loki Season 3 is not happening. Now, this was confirmed when it was released, and that nothing has changed since then, but there are still questions that there are yet to be answered, and I do completely get that, but this involves factors like Ravonna and Sylvie's story not being finished, but for likes of both of them, they will returning sooner than you think in Shang-Chi 2 or Secret Wars. Both of them are said to appear then. Now, Ravonna may appear in Deadpool 3 because there's a load of speculations that she will. I mean, to be fair, that's TVA, so you really never know. But we do not know that. But the one thing that is clear here is we do know that the one thing clear here is that Loki season 3 is not happening. I understand that there's a bit of factors that are saying, oh, there must be a season 3 because there's nothing happened between them. We didn't even see a real Kang. But Ravonna and Sylvie are not. Ravonna and Sylvie, they're not the reason Loki season 3 is happening. It is not happening at all. So, this is unfortunate because Loki was a really good show, but just don't shoot the messenger. It's not happening, unfortunately. So everyone, that is the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe and comment what else you'd like to see on the channel. Next week we've got week 29, and then we've got week 30, and then so 3 weeks after week 30, I will be doing a 3-week checkup from 31 to 33. After some of my GCSEs are already out of the way with. So without further ado, I hope you all have an amazing and tremendous day, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!